So there's one thing I'm gonna tell you. Doesn't matter how you build, how anal retentive you are about what you're doing, sanding is just as important as building. So some wood like this right here, the sapele, is dark and you can't really see everything. Oh shit, I didn't see that. So here we go. Got a pencil. Hey everybody, Kevin here from Humble Craftworks. Welcome back. So I'm gonna have a short little video today on the most boring thing ever. That's sanding. Today's video is gonna be completely boring, but it might help a lot of you out there because I thought everybody knew how to sand. I was wrong. I hired somebody for $30 an hour to help me sand about 400 feet of molding. While I was milling it and shaping it, he was supposed to be sanding it. And you figured the guy had 15 years experience, he's making $30 an hour, he'd do a good job. No, that didn't happen. So I showed him the same technique I'm gonna show you guys that helped him, that helped me make sure that everything's sanded and it looks beautiful before we put any finish on it. Whatever kind of finish you're putting on there and it's not sanded properly and there's chatter marks, there's still burn marks in it or whatever it is, even if you're priming a piece of trim and then painting it, whatever you leave on that wood, whether it's a chatter mark, a nick, a scratch, whatever the hell it is, it's gonna actually transfer through and you're actually gonna see it, especially if it's glossy or semi-gloss finish. So today what we're gonna use a freaking kindergarten pencil and that's it. I'm gonna set up the camera so you can see what the hell's going on. It doesn't matter what age you are, if you're old, young, whatever, this should help you get rid of all of that. Okay, there's some sniping you won't get rid of because it's at the end of a board from your planer or whatever. Yeah, that you just cut off. You make it long enough so it doesn't do it. So some wood like this right here, the sapele, is dark and you can't really see everything. This will help you with that. Even with pine, this technique will help. So I'm gonna move the camera down over here. I do this usually every time I have a lot of molding to sand. I've got 8 boards that are like this big, they're 4-sided, and they all need to be sanded perfectly because it's all visible. So I'm using the pencil technique. I'm gonna show you right now, and I'm sure you already figured it out. If you've been doing this for a while, you probably know what I'm gonna tell you. But I'm also gonna show you how not to cheat, because everybody wants to cheat when they do this. Let me get the camera set up down here so you can see, and here we go. So I'm gonna show you how we go about marking this. Once you see it, you'll never forget, and hopefully you'll use it because it will save you time and money. If you ever wind up with chatter, I'll put some chatter right here up on the screen. This right here, this is planer chatter. This is actually joiner chatter. And this right here has spiral head planer chatter, which is very small and you can hardly see it. I'll put a picture of it right here so you can actually see it. If you have a patch, you know, oh, I sanded it, and you don't realize that you have skip marks and planer marks and chatter marks because you can't really see it because the light's too dark. If I turn off the lights, you can't really see anything, right? You turn this light off here, it's hard to see anything like that. The best light to have is not really an overhead light either. It's a light like that. I can actually see that line. There's a line right there. Even though I pull it back, there's a line from the shaper when I was routing that. So I couldn't even see that before. The lower the light, the better off you're gonna be. Even when you're spraying lacquer, if your light is shooting across this way, instead of above like this, that's the better way to have a light. Always down on the edge like that so you can see all the imperfections anywhere you go. For this video, I'm just gonna put it up here. So here we go. Got a pencil. You can see that right there. I don't know if it's in focus or not. That is planer snipe right here. I usually don't mark that, but all I'm gonna do is come across here, 6-8 inches, all the way down the damn board like this. You think, oh, this is a waste of time. Well, to sand this board, after doing all these sides just like this, took me 17 minutes with a dull piece of sandpaper. That might sound like a lot to you, but if you want it sanded properly, it's what it's gonna take. This is a 4-sided board. It's been planed on both sides and jointed, 1/4-inch roundovers on all sides because it's completely visible. And it took me 17 minutes with some dull sandpaper to sand the whole freaking thing. There it is, voila, done. I'm gonna show you a few little tips on how to sand better. First of all, if you have hook and loop, make sure you got all the holes lined up with the holes. Sometimes it's a big pain in the ass, especially when they're all curled up like this one is. Just do your best, try to get it on there. Yeah, that's pretty good, it'll work. I always tend to sand flat. I don't lift it up on edge like this to work this edge from here to here. I want the whole thing to be sanded, and that's what we're gonna do. You can tilt it a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Let's see, I'm gonna show just a little for sanding on flat surfaces. I tend to push a little bit, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to sand off the pencil mark and then continue sanding, sand off the pencil mark, and then come over here and keep doing that. You want to hit these evenly about 5 times, 5 passes over each one. As one starts to disappear, keep moving down to the next line. Okay, I don't know if you can see those lines or not, but here we go. So each one, I start here and I kind of go over 3, right? And sand back and forth. I hit this about 5 times. By the time at the 5th time, it disappears and I go to this one, I start working this way, go up to the next line, and I continue to do that all the way down until I'm completely done. So I have this one showing, right? This one's gone completely, so I'm gonna sand this one 5 times. I'm gonna go up over here and then back, over here and back 5 times. That should be gone, basically, with a sharp piece of sandpaper. And then I'm gonna work my way down and do the same thing to the 3rd one over here. 5 passes back and forth, that'll disappear, and I'm just gonna keep going down and keep going down until I get down to the very end. It works the best. At least for me, it seems to work the best. I had somebody working for me that couldn't sand worth their shit, and they almost destroyed everything I just milled and built, 400 feet of moldings for windows, and yeah, that didn't go over too well. I showed him this trick right here with the pencil marks, and so what he did was he sanded the pencil marks off, went into the next pencil mark, sanded that off because they have no brains, and did that all the way down. When I went to coat the molding with the primer, shoot, I looked down and put it up in the light to see how it looked, and all I saw was a clean spot, chatter, clean spot, chatter, clean spot, chatter. He just sanded the pencil marks off and that was it.
Super genius.
Thinking that's the way you do it. That's not the way you do it. So I'm gonna finish this up real quick. We'll speed it up. There you go, completely clean, beautiful. It's the same way on edges like this right here. You can do the same thing. This really has a lot of chatter on it. If you don't sand all that chatter off and don't make it even, it's gonna be terrible. So we're gonna do the same thing. Gonna go up 3, pass this 5 times. Once that disappears, come up here, go up 3, pass that 5 times. We're just gonna work our way down till about here, then I'm gonna stop. Okay, ready? There you go. I don't see any chatter in there whatsoever. Now for the 1/4 inch round over part, we take our half sheet and we cut them into quarters like this. Okay, and then we just fold them. Just super simple, super easy to do in 1/3. I see a lot of people just put them in half, or they take them and fold them in half. Well, I'm gonna do that. Or they put them long ways, whatever. This way's the best. It's thicker, it's beautifuler, it's more better. It's the way to go. The 1/4 inch round over, just gonna do the same freaking thing basically. It has pencil marks on it, but just make sure you go up and over the top like this, okay? As you're sanding it, you gotta look at it, right? Make sure you know what you're doing. Up and over the top. If there's burn marks, make sure you get rid of the burn marks. Those look terrible. Sometimes there are. If you feel any lumps or bumps, make sure you smooth those out. If I find any, I'll let you know. I'm just going down here. There's a pencil mark. The other thing you want to look for is the little shoulder from a 1/4 inch round over. Sometimes leaves a little straight line, and you want to get rid of that too. And the only way to get rid of that really is to look at it like this, like I showed before. Take a look at it. Give the old feel job. Make sure it feels good. It looks good. All right, no line, no pencil line. Look up here. We're gonna cross this edge here. Looks great. Also, when you're shaping things like this and using a 1/4 inch round over bit, you can do it by hand, which works really good, but it does make a mess. If you happen to have a router table like I do, I prefer using that. Best way to shape them is leave them flat like this. Don't put them up on edge, flat. It just works better. It's more stable. You try to run this through and sometimes it tilts and does weird things because it's up on its edge. This is better, more stable that way. Run them through. You're gonna shape this edge here. Next pass, you're gonna flip it over to the other side, shape this edge here. Then you're gonna shape this one by flipping it over and boom, off you go. Yeah, so there you go. Beautifully sanded, 1/4 inch round over sanded beautifully. If you have 1/4 inch round overs going around the whole thing, try to get the pencil on it so you can actually take that off. The other thing you can do is look away, like I'm looking over here now, and I'm sanding this. You feel a bump, you sand it, and you wanna make sure you got rid of it, look away and run your hands over it like this. All right, everybody, well, there you go. If you don't know how to sand, just tell somebody, I'm not sure how to sand, and ask for help. Putting the pencil marks on everything really works because you have to sand the pencil off, and that's enough to get down to the layer where it's not rough and lumpy anymore. It should be anyway, unless your planer's really screwed up or your joiners. You got another problem if that's the case. I've been showing people this trick forever. It's not really a trick, it's just if you want to see what you're doing without actually looking, you know, once you sand off the pencil mark, you're good. If you can't see that well like me and you got to wear these freaking glasses and you look like this, oh shit, I didn't see that. Loser. Well, pencil mark. Pencil mark the whole thing. Works on plywood. I had somebody tell me, why are you doing that to plywood?
Oh my God, you're gonna burn through.
You know, you won't burn through. Just lightly put it on the plywood, it'll work. Works for solid wood, works for plywood, works for all sorts of kinds of things. It just works. These are all sided, right? So I have to do all sides, and it takes a while. And this takes like 16, 17 minutes sometimes. It only takes me 16 minutes when I don't have to put the pencil marks on it. I put pencil marks on it, it takes like 16 and a half minutes. I think it's worth it. Especially if you got a dark stain, you're gonna stain something and you'll put it on there and you see all this chatter marks, or you don't see it until you already put a first coat on there, or you paint something and you look at it in the light, oh, did I get all the spots? And you look down it and you can see chatter marks on it. Little things like that just sneak in. It's the way it goes. So there's one thing I'm gonna tell you. Doesn't matter how you build, how anal retentive you are about what you're doing. If you don't know how to sand, you're gonna screw up everything you build. I have a friend of mine to help me sand something on a deck. Oh, dude, I know how to sand, I'll sand it. And I came back the next day and looked at it because I was gonna put stain on it, and he actually rounded over a point. Like rounded it over. It wasn't a point anymore, it was round. So I had to take my belt sander and kind of feather it back to make it look like a point, because going around a 30-degree corner shouldn't be like mushy. It should be a point, a little bit of a point. Sanding. If you don't know how to sand, you're gonna screw everything up. Sanding is just as important as building. Just as important as your fancy tools that you gotta have that cost thousands of dollars. If you don't know how to sand, your project's gonna turn out like poop. I've been doing this for years. I've sanded so much, I don't think I even have fingerprints left. Yeah, no, probably not. All right, everybody, well, thanks for watching again. And I'll see you soon. If you have any questions or comments, please do so below. Share this with a friend, share it with the world. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I'm gonna get out of here. Hold on. Oh yeah, I farted my way out of here. What'd you expect from me, right? See ya.
Subscribe now.